Is he gonna say the line?
Hey, you see my gun?
I absolutely love Borderlands. One of the more overlooked things I've come to really appreciate about these games are the various NPCs that inhabit the worlds. No, I'm not talking about the main character NPCs like Roland Brick or even Scooter. I'm talking about the randos that just hang around the place like the legends they are.
I used to be a vault hunter, like you. I took a bullet to the knee.
Aw, shut up. A lot of their dialogue updates as the games go along, being affected by the different side quests you do and such. So I thought I'd go through some of my favorites here and share them with you. I'll mainly be talking about the NPCs and BL2, as that's where most of my favorites lie, but I will be talking about the other games like 1, 3, and pre-sequel, just not as much. The NPCs around Sanctuary are usually just standing around in different places, sometimes even having conversations with each other.
Gonna starve to death out here.
No biggie.
A lot of the NPC dialogue you may notice is just spent telling the player how cool they are.
Holy Skag Snacks! A vault hunter? Can I have your autograph?
This is because in early playtests of the game, playtesters would come back and say that they felt that they were just terrible at it, since all the NPCs, as well as Handsome Jack, were just constantly berating them for being bad.
Oh, in my quest to just get bigger and better guns, I have sort of accidentally fallen into saving the world. And initially that wasn't very pronounced. It was much more of a just like Handsome Jack telling you you're a piece of shit and everybody else going like, yeah, you kind of are. And we did before our last round of pickups, we had a lot of feedback from our testers that were like, I kind of feel like I suck in this game because everybody's just telling me that I'm bad and that I'm horrible. And I would love it if anybody just told me thank you or like that I was cool. So we went back and put a lot of different dialogue that's just like, hey, great job, Vault Hunter.
No, there's no NPCs walking around going, hey, you look good today. Did you get
There kind of
did you
is.
get sleep?
Like, we literally, the Sanctuary NPCs, I did a rewrite on a couple of them to just be like, wow, a Vault Hunter, just to make you feel a little bit more special.
Some of my favorites are just guys who just stand around in different spots, like this guy with the absolute power pose, or one of my personal favorites, this guy. Look at his neck, bro. I also really like this random lady who speaks in broken English.
Oh, are you Hunter Wolfman? Ah, put gun away! Ha! He's joke. I like gun.
Another one of my favorites is this crazy talent agent guy.
I can make you a star, kid. Just say so. I see big things. They say I'm crazy. They say I'm not really a talent agent. I say for that crack, kid, you're out of the picture.
There's also this guy who has like a million different theories of what's behind Jack's mask. Back in my first ever playthrough of the game years ago, this guy was what got me curious to why Jack wore a mask in the first place.
Behind Jack's mask, there is a tiny alien controlling the robot structure that is Handsome Jack. Under Jack's mask, a tiny rat hide. I bet Jack is actually General Knox, and he wears a mask to hide it. Once you take off Jack's mask, you'll find out he's actually Scooter in disguise. Jack's gonna take off his mask and reveal, da-da-da-da, he's actually a claptrap.
But what's really cool about this guy is that he fucking gets it right. I mean, sure he's missing some key details, but he's fucking spot on.
Jack's mask is there to cover some horrible disfiguring scar, like an acid burn.
Speaking of my first ever playthroughs, one of my favourite things to do when unwinding in Sanctuary was to watch these two guys playing darts with knives. One of them always just completely misses, while the other usually just barely hits the board. And even though he's like barely winning, he loves to call it. You can hear it from like outside the restaurant, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just blow your mind?
A guy I didn't even know existed before getting footage for this video is this NPC, who has an entire family tree of people who just eat live animals.
My dad ate a spider ant. My brother ate a stalker. My grandma ate a corpse eater. My sister ate a skag. My fifth cousin, twice removed, ate a crystallisk. My brother-in-law ate a varkid. My fiance ate a thresher. My grandpa ate a crabworm. My step-cousin ate a rack.
One of the NPCs that really goes a long way to making Sanctuary feel lived in is the This Just In stand guy. This Just In is a Hyperion news station that is entirely propaganda. It updates every time you beat a story mission, starting from when you first get to Sanctuary and ends when you kill Angel, since there is a side quest at that point where you go to the radio station and kill the host of the show, Hunter Hellquist. I also just love the guy running the stand trying to sell him. Homie sounds like Marty McFly.
And they told me pirating Hyperion broadcast wouldn't pay. How you like them peas?
I'm not going to play them all here, but if I had to pick one to be my favorite, it'd probably be the one that you get after the mission A Train to Catch.
And now for the latest edition of This Just In with Hunter Hellquist. A Hyperion train full of orphans and baby puppies was destroyed today by one or more vault hunters.
On the same note, however, if you hang around one of the many radios in the game, a similar thing can be heard from the Crimson radio station. It's the same deal as This Just In, with updating after major story events, but it also offers a bunch of useful advice. And honestly, they're kinda just a really calming presence in the barrage of all the psychos yelling about whatever poop train they just found in their foot, whatever the fuck that means, dude. Also, the radio star's voice is just amazing.
This is Crimson Radio, the voice of the frontier, with a cautionary tale. Take your finger off the trigger from time to time. Old buddy of mine took out an entire bandit camp, then got blown up by a barrel he forgot about. Poor boy had nothing to second wind off.
One of the named NPCs in the hub is Johnny Waffles. At PAX East 2012, on the final day, which happened to be the same day as Easter, Gearbox thought it'd be fun to hide some special Gearbox Easter eggs around the convention. Each egg contained a slip of paper with a code that, when redeemed on the listed website, entered that person into a contest to get their name of choice in either Aliens, Colonial Marines, or Borderlands 2 as an Easter egg. The winner of this contest went by Christopher M, who, as well as getting to put his magnum opus, Johnny Waffles, into a video game, he also got a free copy of Borderlands 2 along with it. Mr. Waffles himself is actually a pretty unique NPC. He straight up will not talk to the player character at all and only ever interacts with Claptrap. After you high-five Claptrap, he'll randomly run around town doing all sorts of things like dance or just say some random lines, but he will talk to Johnny Waffles if you wait long enough. Once he does, Johnny will insult him in a variety of different ways.
Great! That's a huge improvement!
More like crap trap.
One of the more popular NPCs in BO2 is my man Michael Mamiril. Michael was a man who died at the age of 22 in 2011. His friend Carlo reached out to Gearbox with an email requesting a short eulogy be read by Michael's favourite character, which was Claptrap. As well as doing this, Gearbox also added Michael into Borderlands 2 as a tribute and tied the achievement, a tribute to a Vault Hunter, to it. To get the achievement, you talk to Michael in-game. Mamiril can be found in 10 different locations around Sanctuary. Next to the This Just In stand, in this alley, at the bar, next to Ham Hands, at Marcus's, up top by these stairs next to Clappy's place, in Scooter's garage, next to Tannis, at Zed's, and at the Black Market. When talking to him, you will be given a random gun of blue rarity or higher. He also always has a legendary AR on his back, kinda cool. In the final part of the cult following questline, you rescue a bunch of Sanctuary citizens from being burned alive by Incinerator Clayton. In retrospect, we kinda should have seen that coming. I mean, like, hints in the name, eh? Upon saving them, they start praising the Vault Hunter as a god, which is pretty funny at the time.
We owe you our lives, Vault Hunter. Yes, worship the Vault Hunter. Worship the Vault Hunter!
But what's even cooler about that is the fact that you can hear these guys still praising you in Sanctuary sometimes when you just walk by.
Bless you, Vault Hunter! Why isn't everyone else worshipping you?
Also in Sanctuary are the Crimson Raiders. They're usually found just patrolling the city, but these guys also have a lot of referential dialogue, like this one reference to No Country for Old Men.
This is no planet for old men.
This Game of Thrones one where they say, winter is coming. Which is kind of funny, since 7 years later when they added the Fight for Sanctuary DLC, you can find a unique fire relic called Winter is Over, as Borderlands 2 literally outlasted all of the Game of Thrones seasons. A lot of the raiders, and just the regular citizens in general, also mention the events of New Haven.
Jack ran me out of my village, then out of New Haven. I just want to stay put.
Speaking of, there's not that many unnamed NPCs, all things considered, in Borderlands 1, but nearly all of them are like so iconic. I've lost count how many times me and my friends will just go,
"Hey, you seen my gun?"
Or,
"Hey, you hear when the water's gonna come back on?"
And who could forget?
Can I help you?
I suppose it's worth mentioning as well all the random regular NPCs that are given names like Ernest or Shep Sanders. Shep Sanders actually has story relevance in Borderlands 2. Yeah, they confirmed that Shep sold out Brick to Hyperion, who then killed his dog, causing Brick to find Shep and murder him. That got kinda dark. If only there was some sort of goofy line to transition to talking about pre-sequel.
How do you know I'm real?
Close enough.
For those of you who don't know, I actually live on Concordia. This is my home, which is why every Moon citizen sounds like me.
Where the hell am I? What is this? I don't even... What? How did I get here?
I love the city though. It's so big and it feels so lively, but the NPCs never get in the way. Borderlands 2. I love how you can always see the customs Claptrap just rolling about, probably giving someone a ticket for saying fuck. Damn it, not again. I love the Up Over bar with the two DJs, Boom and Rang, who are a Daft Punk reference. You also got the barbot who's always trying to get out doing his job.
Good luck getting a drink around here. Moxie left in a hurry. There's supposed to be a barbot somewhere, but no one's seen that useless hunk of metal either.
A random variety of stones for some reason.
Whoa, hey there, peace.
And my personal favorite random guy.
You proceed from a false presumption. I don't care.
There's also a PA announcement that chimes in every now and then, giving you tips such as, don't die. But there's also a few funny lines as well, particularly after you kill the Merif.
This is a public service announcement. The Merif is dead. Take off your pants and go hog wild.
The Hyperion Hub of Heroism also has a PA who has a variety of cool lines.
It's the voice of Hyperion asking you if you know where I am. This room is dark and I am scared.
This one in particular leads into the side quest voiceover, where you have to find better stuff for the PA lady to read. But who can forget the best NPC in the whole franchise, Dunks Watson! He's hiding in the back of the Outlands Canyon map, where he has a side quest for you to find his lucky ball. After you find it for him, you get to watch this.
Let's do this! Basketball!
And what's even better is that in Borderlands 3, if you park Sanctuary 3 in Pandora/Opus's orbit, you can still see Dunks floating through space after all this time. Speaking of BL3, some of my favorites here are the different pets that they have aboard, but I'm pretty sure Hermes is like Ava's pet specifically, so they're gonna have to lose points for that.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
Borderlands 3 actually has a lot of that NPCs updating as the story goes along thing that BL2 had. After you finish each planet of the game, Sanctuary gains more crew members, including some Atlas soldiers, some swamp peeps, and also just a bunch of like randos. I have no idea where they came from, what the hell. Who are you? To be honest, it's kind of weird that there are so many people in Sanctuary 3 in the first place. Like, the city of Sanctuary made sense because it was like the last haven of the Resistance away from all the bandit clans and the Hyperion robots. But the ship of Sanctuary is like actively going into battle constantly. I don't know, weird tangent aside, but I'm still glad that they're here. I just wish that they would get off the stairs, come on! But yeah, besides from that, I don't really have much to say about BL3, so I'll leave you with my Wes, Marcus Big Bean Burrito, Domi Wazo. Wow! But yeah, that's just about all the NPCs I wanted to cover. Let me know in the comments if there are any that I missed or you think I should talk about in the future, and join me next time for my quest to find the best voice lines in Borderlands history. Is he gonna say the line?
Goose! Go!
Yeah, let's go!